creatures that look terrifying, and animals that are still unidentified.
What is that? Oh my god! What is that?
Be it ponds, canals, or rivers.
We were swimming closer, it was actually bigger and bigger. It was like an alien thing in the water.
These water bodies harbor the beasts of the depths.
How strange and kind of spooky it was. Much larger than anything I'd seen in the river.
And if you have any doubts, you better stay for the countless encounters that shocked the whole world. Serpent creature. During the floods in Coburg, a local man stood on a bridge, watching the raging river below. But then, some movement caught his eye. At first, he thought it might just be debris, but this was different. Dark, long, with a snake-like body, and its head was above the water. Whatever it was, it moved along with the flood, like it belonged to the river itself. And then, it passed and hid behind a tree, eventually disappearing from sight. He was sure that he saw a sea serpent. Maybe the flood unearthed something ancient, something that shouldn't be seen. So, better keep an eye out. You never know. Whiptail creature. A group of tourists was out on a boat, loving the ocean breeze and the calm vibes. But then, they spotted something strange just under the water. It was a tail, long, thin, and moving like a sharp blade slicing through the waves. Every few seconds it flicked, sending tiny splashes into the air. And here's when it got crazier.
Wow.
It was following them. That's when it clicked. It was a thresher shark. Its whip-like tail wasn't just for show. One slap from that thing could knock out fish in an instant. Underwater flyer. A group of friends had a moment they'll never forget. Just below the water's surface, they saw a giant white shape gliding smoothly through the blue. Its wide wings, stretching up to 23 feet, moved slowly and gracefully. They were staring at a rare white manta raya. It was a sight almost unheard of in the ocean. These creatures are known for their diamond-shaped bodies, wing-like pectoral fins, and wide mouths. Moments like this are rare, and those guys proved lucky enough to witness it. Lake Champlain. At the shores of Lake Champlain, a man witnessed what changed his worldview. A dark object appeared in the middle of the lake. It wasn't just any object, it was moving, and it was massive. Its long neck broke the surface, rising just above the water. Then, in an instant, it disappeared beneath the waves. But it wasn't gone. The creature's massive form was still visible just below the surface, creating ripples as it moved. Guys, doesn't that look exactly like the legendary Loch Ness Monster? Seriously, even the shape is spot on. And the man? He was sure he'd just come face to face with Lake Champlain's very own mysterious beast. Coincidence or something more? Hawkesbury River creature. A Sydney family was out fishing, enjoying the peaceful surroundings at the Hawkesbury River. Little did they know, their calm afternoon was about to take a turn for the unexpected. Suddenly, an unusual thing caught their eye. A large creature was splashing near their boat. At first, they thought it might be a leatherback turtle, but as they watched closer, they realized this was no ordinary sea creature. Yes, guys, its large size told a different story. Then they recalled the stories of the legendary Hawkesbury River monster, a creature known to many people for thousands of years. Mysterious creature. A video from Taiwan has everyone talking. It shows a woman by a lake, peacefully feeding turtles and fish with bits of bread. Even a curious pigeon hops over, hoping for a snack, until things take a sudden turn. Out of nowhere, a massive water monster rises from the lake, giving her such a shock that she drops everything and bolts. It was a huge, lizard-like creature that snapped at the bread. Some viewers thought it was a crocodile, but locals guessed it was a type of water lizard. Even though it looked scary, these lizards are usually calm and safe. Mass stranding. In the shallow waters of a California beach, a weird sight caught everyone's eye. Small snake-like creatures appeared out of nowhere, swimming in the water close to shore. People at the beach couldn't believe what they were seeing. Hundreds of these tiny creatures were moving around in the clear water. The sight was so strange that people started taking videos. Nobody knew what these mysterious creatures were. The videos quickly spread all over the internet, making people everywhere wonder about what was swimming in California's waters that day. These little creatures are still out there somewhere in the ocean. So next time you're swimming at the beach, be careful. You might just spot something unusual in those waters. Mermaid. A man walking by a crystal clear pond spotted what he thought was just another giant sea creature swimming below. The water was so clear, he could see everything underneath. But then, something impossible happened. As it moved its hand backward through the water, he realized he was looking at a beautiful white mermaid. When the creature noticed it wasn't alone, and being watched, it turned and disappeared into its hiding spot. Since mermaids are part fish, they can breathe underwater, allowing them to live in oceans without even needing to come to the surface, which made this a very rare sighting. Giant squid. On Christmas Eve of 2015, an ordinary fishing day left locals amazed at a pier in Toyama Bay, Japan. They spotted a sea creature right next to their boat. At first, they thought it was a massive red octopus swimming near the surface, but as it came closer, they realized it was even more incredible: a giant squid. Measuring an amazing 12 feet long, was right there in the shallow waters. You see, these mysterious creatures usually stay deep in the ocean, far away from human eyes. Yet here it was, swimming right next to the pier as crowds gathered to witness this once-in-a-lifetime sight. Later, locals guided it back to the deep ocean where it belonged. Lake Apopka Gators. A local was out on his bike ride when he captured an incredible sight in the waters of Lake Apopka. Soon, the news spread quickly, bringing curious locals to the lake's edge. Over 50 alligators, all gathered in one spot, creating a scene straight out of prehistoric times. While the Florida Wildlife Commission keeps track of these gators in their protected space, the mystery of this massive gathering remains unexplained. If you're planning to visit Lake Apopka, remember, you are in gator territory now. Humped Chilean creature. On February 16, 2014, in Chile's Lake Colico, a local's camera caught a hidden secret. A creature with 4 humps rising from the water. Slowly, in a steady rhythm, the humps moved across the lake, drawing curious eyes. The lake, hidden in the Cunco commune of Araucanía, had never seen anything like this before. Some believed it was a rare aquatic creature. Others thought these were sea lions, but no one knew for sure. I must say that the lake keeps its secrets well. Strange creature. At Coney Island, New York, a fisherman pulled a strange creature from the water and set it on the wooden pier. The creature's odd, jerky movements made it even more mysterious.
What the hell? What is that, Mom?
What?
Ma, you see this?
No.
As soon as the fisherman uploaded the video online,
What the hell is that?
What is happening?
people couldn't stop guessing what this creature might be. Some even called it the Demogorgon, just like in Stranger Things. But the real answer came from an ichthyologist at London's Natural History Museum, who suggested it could be the clear-nosed skate, or Raja eglanteria, a type of ray found along the Atlantic and Gulf coasts. These rays are known for their cartilage-based body, and some of them are edible, while others, maybe not so much. Weird one. In the middle of the woods, a man heard a rustle among the dry leaves. He turned, expecting maybe a squirrel, but what he saw was a creature that looked like a giant guinea pig. Its fur was rough and oily, almost like it had its own raincoat, and the smell, let's just say, it wasn't pleasant. Soon, he realized that it was an Akoti. These creatures are known for gathering fallen fruits and hiding seeds in hidden spots, like ground holes and dense brush. It must have been on duty when the man spotted it. Hybrid animal! A group of friends was strolling past a field when they spotted a creature lying on the ground. At first, they thought it was just a lamb, but as one of them got closer, they realized this was no lamb. Its skin had a strange greenish tint. Its appearance was strange, with a snout similar to that of a pig. It looked more like a hybrid of two animals than anything else. Maybe it was lost, somehow ending up here in the open field. Whatever it was, they knew it wasn't something you see every day. Uncanny tale. Late one night, a group of friends found an unknown object on the shore.
So you think it's like a giant motherfucking fish?
The details on it were spooky lifelike, with scales, but it smelled terrible, like it had been soaking in the ocean for far too long. The loose, wrinkled skin made it seem aged, as if it came from somewhere deep and mysterious. It was a giant tail that looked almost mermaid-like.
Giant motherfucking fish?
No.
Everyone just stood there, speechless. Maybe it was a glimpse into the unknown, or just a bizarre ocean secret that was finally revealed. Sea serpent. Beachgoers were in for a surprise when a lady spotted a sharp-toothed face above the water. At first, everyone thought it was a reptile, but as they looked closer, they realized it was much bigger. It looked like a huge snake sliding through the waves. A sea serpent. The crowd buzzed with excitement as everyone pulled out their phones to snap a pic of the rare sight. Its eyes were intense, and you could feel the mix of fear and excitement as it swam by. Honestly, with all these prehistoric creatures showing up lately, it's hard not to wonder, are they coming for us? Underwater anomaly. A group of fishermen had a strange encounter in Phu Quy, Vietnam. They spotted something unusual swimming near the surface. It looked like a turtle without a shell, but instead of legs, it had fins. Was it a new species? The excitement spread as they shared the discovery. When the news reached zoologists at La Sapienza University in Rome, they jumped into action, eager to verify what this mysterious creature really was. Canal fright. Residents of Karamunting village in West Kalimantan were taken aback by a strange sight. A large number of black leeches appeared, standing in the muddy water of Soga River. People stared in surprise as these creatures swam close to their homes. Villagers started to worry about the safety of having such strange visitors so close by.
Tapi bukan belut.
Leeches love muddy water because it's perfect for living and finding food. So, when the conditions are just right, many leeches come together in those muddy waters to live and grow. Weird creature. A tourist was enjoying a boat ride near the Philippines when he spotted a head just above the water. As the boat drifted past, a strange creature surfaced, and its shape was a curious mix of dolphin and human, which confused him. He wondered if it was an alien visitor, or maybe a new species hiding in the deep. He captured it on camera and uploaded the video. Some say it might have been a dugong, but its odd, almost human-like form kept everyone guessing. Would you dare to take a closer look if you saw it? Creepy encounter. A surveillance camera caught a rare and creepy moment. A man was fishing at a pond, and just as he started getting out, he felt something grab his leg. It was trying to pull him back into the water, but he spotted two dark heads peeking above the surface. Panicked, he grabbed a candle to get a better look. But as the light hit the water, the strange figures quickly vanished beneath the surface. Not taking any chances, he grabbed his fishing net and left the place in a hurry. Mystery lake creature. A fisherman by the lake got a surprise catch when a strange, jelly-like blob tangled in his net. At first, he thought it was just a bag of fish eggs, but it was a rare, wobbly creature called a bryozoan.
How many people have ever seen one of these?
But here's the twist. Finding a bryozoan means the lake's water is in great health. It's like a little signal from nature that everything's in balance. Who would have thought a blob could hold such a hidden message?
It's alive.
Strange creature. On October 21st, near the Parana River in Carmen del Paraná, local firefighters made a strange discovery. What they found quickly earned the nickname Piranha Creature. It was a creature lying lifeless, measured just over a foot long. Its form was strange, part frog, part monkey. It had 5 thin fingers on each hand and pale, almost ghostly skin. But it had no visible neck that added to its spooky look. Onlookers were left in shock, unsure of what they were seeing. I think it was a mutant frog, but the truth can only be revealed through research. Bizarre-looking creature. A terrifying creature washed up on a beach in Brazil, leaving everyone who saw it feeling scared and confused. It had no hair on its body, and its mouth was opened wide like something from a bad dream. The locals recognized this creature as a mythical creature from folk stories. They said it would chase people in the forest, but now, somehow, it had ended up on the shore. The people on the beach crowded around, staring at the mysterious forest animal. Some people wondered if it might be an alien. The video ended abruptly. Maybe authorities played their role to cover up another mystery. Now all we have are blurry videos of the scary being on the beach. Japan swamp creature. In Japan, a group of university students set up a camera to do some research. But when the pond dried up, it revealed a secret. The camera recorded a strange creature emerging from the muddy water, and they rushed to investigate further. At first glance, it looked odd and out of place. It had a shell like a turtle, but its body was more human-like. They decided to grab it using a net, but just as one of them reached out, the creature dove underwater. But their teamwork made it possible to catch it, and they finally pulled it from the water. Later, it was placed in a tank where everyone gathered to have a look at it. Creepy creature. On the Missouri River, a fisherman sat quietly, watching the water. Suddenly, he noticed something far out, moving slowly. As it got closer, he realized it wasn't a boat. It was big and dark, gently bobbing up and down. Then, a strange, bony head appeared, moving slightly as it came toward him. Just before it disappeared under the water, he saw a fin and a tail. It all happened so fast that he couldn't understand what it really was. Later, he thought it might be a young right whale, but even with that guess, he couldn't shake the feeling that he had seen something strange. Mysterious creature in China. On April 27, 2016, a fisherman in Zhoushan City, Zhejiang Province, China, made a surprising catch in the Yangtze River. As he pulled in his net, he spotted a strange creature in the muddy water. It moved toward him, and he tried to push it away with a stick. What he saw was truly mysterious. The creature had the head of a crocodile, but the body of a dolphin. People couldn't believe their eyes. Some thought it might be a dolphin, while others guessed it was a crocodile. But the most popular theory was that it could be a humpback whale. Unusual catch. A fisherman in New Zealand was enjoying a day out on the water when he caught a special fish. It was a huge brown trout, but its jaw looked really odd. Half of its mouth was missing, giving it an odd appearance. When he lifted the fish, everyone was shocked. Its mouth reminded them of a dinosaur. It was a rare find for any angler, as it weighed 14.5 pounds. After a quick check, he gently released it back into the water. Mermaid creature. A group of friends was out on a casual river ride, filming as they drifted through tunnels. They were having a great time until a scary sight caught their attention. As they left the tunnel, a strange figure began to rise behind the boat. It was a pale, human-like creature swimming up from below. It had a head, arms, and a body, but looked nothing like a human. Its movements were slow, almost like a breaststroke. They were shocked as they were witnessing a real mermaid. They rushed the boat and left the place. Canal monster! A man was walking by the canal when he noticed movements in the water. The mud from below was coming to the surface in huge waves. He stopped to watch, curious about what was happening beneath the surface. Suddenly, the waves started to shift to the other side of the canal. Then, two giant creatures surfaced. They looked like giant fish gliding through the water with green, wrinkled skin. Sometimes most unusual sightings are witnessed when least expected. Panama creature. In 2009, 4 teenagers were exploring near a creek in Cerro Azul, Panama. While walking close to a cave, they found a white, hairless creature with clawed toes. They quickly named it the Panama creature. Some even thought it could be an alien. It looked so strange and out of place. But 4 days later, the truth came out. The creature was identified as a decomposing brown-throated sloth. It had lost its hair and became bloated from being in the water too long. Its color had turned pale, making it hard to recognize its true identity. Creature caught in net. A group of researchers was watching a surprising clip from an animal documentary. In the video, a fisherman pulled in his nets from the deep sea. At first, it looked like a normal catch, but when they paused the clip, something strange came into view. A webbed hand was tearing through the net. This was no ordinary sea creature. As they zoomed in, they saw a head with odd features and large, dark eyes. It looked spooky, hinting at strange beings living underwater. What confused the researchers was that the Animal Channel showed the clip without stopping to see what was really on the net. Mysterious swimming creature. Tourists in Thailand were enjoying their day by the water when they spotted a snout visible out of the surface. It looked so strange that they couldn't describe it. Some guessed it was a mix between a snake and an otter.
It's like a cross between a snake and an otter?
It had dark brown skin with yellow spots and a long neck. But what they didn't know was that they were likely seeing a very large water monitor. These creatures are usually shy and stay out of sight. They spend most of their time basking on logs or resting by the riverbank. Seeing one swim is incredibly rare. Creepy encounter. A video has gone viral showing a surprising moment on a tourist boat. The boat was gliding along the water when a giant reptile appeared beneath the surface, swimming far too close for comfort. It resembled an olive sea snake, but was much larger. Its skin was smooth, almost orange-colored, and marked with lighter olive patches. It had sharp, alert eyes, and its tiny, sharp teeth were visible as it opened its mouth wide, staring right at the passengers. Fear rushed through the group as they realized they were face to face with what looked like a sea serpent. The massive body of the creature moved closer to the boat, and then, just like that, the video ended abruptly. Bizarre creature. A local was passing by the Tenerife River when he spotted a rock lying at the edge of it, but it looked different. He used a stick to investigate, and to his surprise, it moved. What he thought was just a stone was actually a strange creature. It had a large, odd shape and giant, jagged teeth. The creature quickly swam away, leaving him shocked and confused. It had fins that hinted that it could be a fish. People started to wonder what it could be. Some thought it might be an unknown fish or even a crocodile. Others are worried it could be a mutant because the river is close to Chernobyl, the nuclear incident site. Creepy face. One morning, people in Bilbao saw a strange sight in the River Nervion. It was a realistic sculpture of a young girl's head. Her eyes were wide open, and it looked like she was drowning. The statue weighed 264 pounds and had appeared overnight. Its scary face was partly submerged in the water, making everyone feel uneasy. This haunting sight reminded onlookers of how fragile life can be. The sculpture was made by a Mexican artist, and it was called Bihar. But it was not just an art piece. It sends a strong message about climate change and sustainability. Massive blob. In May 2017, people near Hulong Beach on Indonesia's Seram Island were in for a shock. A giant creature had washed ashore, measuring 50 feet long. It was so big that it looked like a cargo container. Locals and scientists were buzzing with theories. Many thought it might be a giant squid because of its size and shape.
Lewat sekitar 30 meter.
The unusual sight attracted curious onlookers and caught the media's attention, adding to the excitement and mystery. But after a closer look, scientists revealed the truth. This massive creature was the remains of a whale. Swollen frog. A man was walking his dog in the woods when he spotted an odd, fluffy creature that his dog mistook as a ball. It was small in size with coarse skin, a mix of brown and cream colors. As he got closer, he noticed its short, stubby toes. They were thick and unwebbed, adding to the unusual appearance. Its head and back were covered in mud. He wondered what it could be. Later, it turned out to be a Cape rain frog. Its unique look surprised him. These frogs live underground and usually only emerge just before rain. Bizarre slitherer. A woman in Santa Fe, Argentina, stumbled upon an unusual sight in her yard. A strange creature with 2 heads caught her attention. It was about 10 centimeters long and had shaggy skin that resembled snakeskin. Its small, curious eyes made her feel uneasy and made her concerned about her safety. After some online searching, she believed this odd creature was the elephant hawk moth caterpillar. It can live in many places, like gardens and woodlands, and can disguise itself as a snake to save itself from birds. Its eyes were blinking. Remember, snakes don't blink, so next time you see a snake blinking, there is no need to worry. Junior dragon. A man enjoying the underwater view was amazed when he spotted some movement among the rocks. There he saw a creature that looked just like the Chinese sea dragons from old stories. Its long, snake-like body shimmered with fish scales, reflecting the light in colorful patterns. The little creature had sharp claws, with 4 or 5 fingers on each foot, making it look even more like a dragon. But this wasn't a big, scary dragon. It was tiny, probably a baby dragon that lost its way home. Seeing it was a bit sad, but finding such a rare creature felt like a magical moment. This hinted that there might be a secret home of these dragons hidden beneath the waves. Chinese lake monster. On August 31st, near Lake Tianqi in China's Xinjiang region, a tourist from Shanghai saw an amazing sight. She heard splashing and glanced out at the lake. About 600 feet away, a 50-foot silver monster shot out of the water. Waves rippled across the usually calm surface, rolling fast before everything went eerily still again. Locals had heard stories like this for years, but no one ever figured out what it was. With just a few blurry pictures as evidence, the mysterious creature still lurks in the depths of Lake Tianqi, or so they say. Creepy carcass. In the Australian wilds, a hunter came across something straight out of some science-fictional movie, an animal they'd never seen before. It had a weird hump on its head, spines down its back, and this tiny tail that somehow made it even creepier. Its belly was puffed up, like it had just devoured a big meal, having sharp little teeth and skin that blended perfectly into the forest. It was clearly built for sneaky ambushes. The hunter couldn't help but wonder what kind of secretive creature had they just stumbled upon. Tentacular creature. A diver noticed a large shape that he first thought was a plant while diving in the Red Sea of Egypt. It had a long, tube-like look, covered in tiny, warty bumps. As he swam closer, he was shocked to find it was a sea cucumber. But this wasn't just any sea cucumber. It was likely a Synapta maculata, a snake-like type that can grow between 7 to 10 feet long. What a lucky find. This was one of the longest sea cucumbers in the world, rarely spotted by humans. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. On January 21st, 2023, locals gathered at the Sagra Sundarpur River to see something rare, a dolphin that somehow got lost and ended up in a nearby canal. News of this unusual visitor spread quickly, and soon a crowd was lining the riverbank, waiting for the dolphin to surface. When it finally did, everyone caught a quick glimpse before it dove back down. But there was a problem. The canal water wasn't clean, and it wasn't safe for the dolphin to stick around. People started to worry, hoping it would find its way back to safer water soon. While there were no official reports, locals said that a few hours later, a team arrived and took the dolphin to a safer location.